Hey, 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 everybody. Hey, Amber.
Hello, Tanya. How are you tonight?
I am doing well. I hope you are.
No, I'm doing fantastic.
We have missed you the last couple of weeks, and I am so excited to have you
I'm so happy to be back. I missed
back.
everyone.
Well, we missed you for sure. Um, we have a whole bunch of people in the chat.
Yeah,
You want
we
to
do.
see
Let's
who's here?
see. The very first one was at 2:36 p.m. I want you all to know. She said, Meg said, I won't be able to watch this live because 12:30 a.m. is way too late for me on a school night. Wow. So she'll watch tomorrow, but
All
that
right,
is pretty
Megs.
late.
Yes, and we're excited that you're watching us tomorrow, and or that you're going to be on the replay crew, Max.
It was like a tongue twister.
I know. I was trying.
we got we got Prom,
Hey, Mark.
Twizzler,
Twizzler.
James, Curtis,
Hey, Curtis.
plus a 199 super chat from Curtis to Kevin. Hi, honey.
Hi, honey.
Ah, man, another Iron Man.
Yay, we got
Darn.
both.
We have Kevin McCoy,
Hi, honey.
and we have William,
Hey, William.
Jesse,
Jesse. I hope Stacy's doing well.
Kirby,
Hey, Kirby.
J Mac,
Hey, J Mac.
Nate Strong,
Hey, Nate.
Michael Morales.
Hey, Michael.
We have Schmerber,
Hey, Greg.
Koki,
Koki.
Jordan,
Hello, Jordan.
Stacy Linlin.
There's two Lens.
We need a third. We have Evil Stick.
Hey.
Another super chat from Curtis. I miss you too.
Yeah.
We have Brian. Three Lins now.
Three Lens now in the chat.
Knew we would get there. We've got Jackie.
Hey, Jackie.
Death Star. Rob Zamora.
Hey, Rob.
We have G.
G.
And that are our friends.
Awesome.
And Jackie's got her coolers already decorated for Legion's Con.
I know you are ready, Jackie. And when we go through the news, Jackie, I was very pleasantly surprised. Something stood out to me just for you, girl, just for you. All right. What have we got in the news this week, Amber?
Let's see. I can tell you I gotta share my screen. So first, I saw this, and I was thinking, how close are we? I can't remember how far we are from Legion's Con, but I know we're very close.
So I am showing.
Then you have a countdown.
I'm showing 27 days till intern.
Whoa. You're going Wednesday, right?
We are coming up Wednesday. Yes, we are. But intern is Thursday, and then Friday is G-Con, so that's 28, so 29 days.
I can't wait.
I know,
And this
I'm
is
so
all
excited.
the vendors and everyone.
Yay.
Let's see. The Jersey Devil. So that's already shipping and everything. I think they said 3 weeks total for that.
Yeah, and I saw somebody post a picture already. So people are starting to get those. So that's really cool.
Wow, it's super exciting.
Yeah.
The Mythic Legions War of the Atherblade. I saw they were having, like, they were doing just the beta version of that, which I think is still super dope. So I know they're like issuing refunds to people that like don't want that anymore, but
Yeah, make sure to read that update, see if you want to
Yeah.
get your money back, whatever you want to do, and do whatever they tell you to do from there. I hate that it's not going to be a fully recognized game, but I kind of understand because I know making games are hard, and
Oh yeah.
this one is so big. I mean, it would have to be so big in order
Oh,
to
for
carry
sure.
everything. So, I mean,
And even
but
that version has like 300 levels or so, I
yeah,
think. They
yeah.
said.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, so if you've got the beta version, I guess you can continue to play it.
Yeah. Let's see. Cosmic character packs are shipping as well.
Got
Let's
so
see.
much good stuff coming.
And then the street date is coming up on the 15th.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that's coming in a few days. Yeah, next week.
Yep. And I believe they're doing toys and tacos. With Sven. I forget what the name of like his thing is, but he's a retailer. But he's doing like a toys and tacos thing. I saw him posting in the Cabal and such. So I think it's like around the Lehigh Valley area. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
check
That's a cool
that
idea.
out. If you're in the
Yeah,
PA area, check it out.
absolutely. Yeah, go check that out.
And then these guys.
How cool are they?
Yes. I like literally cannot wait. And
Yeah.
they come out early 2026, so that's like so close.
Yeah, yeah. If you didn't get
If you do the pre-order.
if you didn't get the in stock version, then the pre-order, which is the same thing, will be hitting in early Q1,
Right.
2026. But the retailers are selling them now. So if you didn't pick them
Yeah.
up from from Four Horsemen, make sure you let the retailers know that you want them so that they order enough of them, because these are I think some of the best figures.
They're amazing.
Yeah, they're freaking amazing.
We have ours, and I just.
Yeah. So if you don't have these yet, make sure you let your retailer know that you want them, because if you don't, they're only going to order one case and they're going to sell out fast.
Yep.
So let your retailers know if you want these in stock.
Let them know ASAP.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ooh, who is excited?
How awesome were these? What a surprise. And
oh my goodness.
And that black shiny, I mean, I know all the colors are great, and don't get me wrong, I love them all, but that black shiny was just
the best.
Cherry on top of the pie for sure.
I'm so excited because I just like want to pop them and swap them all over the place. Like I need a bigger toy shelf. I really need a bigger toy shelf. I actually texted my dad that.
Yeah, I kept thinking, especially that pink one, it looks like bubblegum, right? So it looks like you open some Bubblicious and you can just chew them. Perfect pink color for Bubblicious.
Oh my god, you're so right. And yellow is my favorite color, so the two of them just
and Toy Bro Jared, I don't know if you noticed, he posted in the Legion's Ladies Live when I said, "What are you waiting for?" He's like, "Do I even have to say?" I'm like, I know. How many orange are you going to end up with? That's the question.
As many as he can.
Yeah, and that box that they're doing, the 12 in the case or whatever that you can get with that specialized case, that's going to be amazing. That's going to look really good. Oh my
god.
Yeah.
That's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I'm excited about those. I really am.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Jackie.
These are wonderful.
Did you not think of Jackie? Did her Did she not just show up in
hair,
your mind? The hair,
the
the
skirt
everything.
with the leggings.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's nothing
Or
about this
every
that does not yell Jackie to me. I swear they didn't call her Jackie, but to me, this will always be Jackie. I'm telling you. Yeah. Yeah, the second set of clothing and that t-shirt that says Four Horsemen. Come on. Like, that's so
perfect.
freaking cool. Now, I will say that I had put in an order for retro rags like right before the show, like on Monday or Tuesday, because I got what's it called? The Curtis and
Oh, Jesse.
Jesse shooting the shelf one, and so
I
I
love
jumped on
that.
that one immediately. So I just put in my order, and then they
It's
showed up
so
with these,
cute.
and I'm like, I hope they have those at Legion's Con. I hope I can get one of those shirts at Legion's Con. Please, please, if you talk to the guy at Retro Rags, tell him to bring those to Legion's Con because I really want one, but I'm not going to pay for shipping again. Okay. But yeah, those are fantastic. How do you like the actual new, like the clothes and all that stuff? What do you think about the soft goods?
Oh my gosh. I'm like, I feel like I need so many of them now. Like, because you have to. There's really no other option. Like you need at least two. At least two.
Yeah, and that new doing the extra soft goods on the outside of that, fantastic. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, beautiful.
These are so good.
Let's see. Oh, the faded. The infinite fade. I am excited. This is on the 12th, which I think is Saturday or Sunday. One of those days. Let me see.
Sunday, I believe, maybe.
All right, Sunday. It's Sunday at 9:30 on onelldesign.com, I believe. Yeah. And I'm just saying, better get there.
Well, I'm going to have to be part of the replay because, I'm asleep at 9:30 at night.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, this is going to be cool. I can't wait to see what he does because they showed that it was going to have that second figure that looks more like the Legion's Con figure, like that smaller figure. So,
yeah. All right. And
do you see that Rob said Jeremy just posted that female zombie is coming with another colored hairpiece?
No.
Awesome. I'm going to have to check that out. I didn't see that yet.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's cool. All right. That's all I got for news tonight.
Yeah. Jackie said, Jeff Evans just told me that we need to add broken glasses and moldy hot dog to that figure.
Moldy hot dog.
I'm telling you, Jackie, I saw that and just really thought of you. It for whatever reason, it brought you to mind as soon as I saw that. I was so excited. One last thing, and I wanted to bring this up real quick. If you're local to us, if you're local to Kevin and I, or if you're in North Carolina, close to Salisbury, North Carolina Underground Toy Swap is having a toy swap on Sunday this weekend. It's not Saturday. It's actually Sunday. It's 12 to 5. It's going to be inside, and again in Salisbury. There is, I think, over 20,000 square foot venue that they've got that you'll have to be set up or whatever. But it's a great time to get out, meet local collectors, and just, get to know people. But the fact that it's indoors and it's on a Sunday, not a Saturday, this is huge. So I'm looking forward to going to this weekend.
Toys and Pokemon has me sold.
I know. Well, a lot of our fellow collectors come to the toy swap, so I get to see them as they're coming in and stuff. So, I've already talked to Jimmy, and he's going to be there. I'm looking forward to seeing him. But anyway, if you're local, if you're watching this tonight or you're watching this on the replay, you're local to North Carolina, come out on Sunday. I am so looking forward to going and just being around a few collectors. So,
Yes.
all right. We are so excited to welcome our guest tonight. As you guys know, last year, right before Legion's Con, we were blessed to be able to bring on Cornboy and Eric Treadaway from Four Horsemen Studios. And there just was not time for us to get all three of the owners. So this year, when ran into Jim, we definitely wanted to have him on. So if everybody could give a huge welcome to Jim Preziosi. We are so excited to have you on. Hey, Jim.
Hello, everybody. Well, how's everybody doing?
Great.
Well, we are doing good, and we everybody is here for you. They're not here for us. I can tell you that for sure. Because
I don't know about that.
Yeah, they're so excited to have you on. I have been looking forward to this. We were talking before the show, and I said that ever since we talked and you were like, you know, when am I going to be on? I have been looking forward to having you on Legion's Ladies Live.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Everybody saying hi, Jim. Good evening, ladies. Jim. Hi, Jim. Hi, Jim. Yeah, Benny Torres said it was awesome talking to you at ToyCon.
Oh yeah, that was back in ToyCon, New Jersey. Yeah, that was a cool space they have now. They switched it over. It's kind of in the center of Montclair, and it's more of an art space and like a performance space. So very cool environment. I hope it does really well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, Amber, did you and Ryan went to ToyCon New Jersey this year too?
Uh-huh.
How'd
It
you
was
like
a
it?
lot of fun, actually.
And you like the new
the
venue?
whole day because then we went to the barbecue that was after at Brendan's house.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
usually I feel like we leave early because I'm napping in the car or something. But I stayed awake the whole time.
That's awesome. Oh, what fun. And Mark said he met Jim for the first time this past ToyCon as well.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Mark was first in line. I want everyone to know he beat Brett.
No.
I also beat Brett. So I'm a winner, and so is Mark.
That is crazy.
Oh, and Ryan too, because he drove us there, so he
Right.
counts. He counts too.
It's not very often that people beat Brett, so that's pretty impressive for sure.
I know. Curtis is proud of me.
Some of those early risers are amazing. I don't get it, but I get it, but I don't get it. But
We had to leave the house at 3:30 a.m. to get there by 5.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's dedication for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
You never have breakfast at that time.
That's the thing that blows me away about all this stuff with this experience with Mythic Legions and, you know, the continuation of the other stuff. The people that we've met through over the years and the dedication that they do and people driving, and it's insane. I mean, that's really the thing that really gets me, you know, excited about continuing on, is kind of like a bit of an ambassador or whatever, is the fact that we've met such amazing people and like the stuff that they would do just to be, like you said, online, the first person online, or get stuff for someone else that's not there. It's just really amazing how everybody, you know, rises to the occasion. Like, you know, we've been doing the business since '99. So, what we did originally, which was just basically service work, we had an interaction with the fans, and the environment wasn't there. And what happened with Mythic Legions and the interaction with the fans, and I guess the timing right or whatever, it's really exploded into something that is really something that's kind of transcended the toy part of it. It's more, a little social, like we are now. We're having just a regular conversation, not the intensity of, articulation or all that stuff. So
Yeah.
it's just really cool that we're able to do that. And like I said earlier, before we jumped on, I'm not the guy to be, the guy to talk about mixing and matching and who this guy is. As a matter of fact, and this might be great because it keeps it fresh for your show. I've never seen your podcast, so like I'm a new person, so you're getting me fresh. It's not like, oh, I kind of know what the other people do, what they say. So all that said, it's a wonderful wonderful experience meeting everybody as part as who's part of the community.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
I think Amber and I both would have to agree that, we enjoy the toys, but we come back for the community, for the friendships and the family that we make through this community. It's unlike anything I've ever seen before.
I got to tell you though, that's one thing I want to mention too. I need to start watching your show because that update is actually very informative to me, because like I'm not there all the time anymore. So, like when I catch somebody at like a dinner or something like that, or I pop in, they give me a quick update, which, but to see it all laid out, it's perfect. I love it. So now you got a new person. I'm going to be watching your podcast every
That makes us happy. Yeah, we like to go over the news because we don't dwell, because a lot of the other podcasters, a lot of the other people that have shows, they talk a lot about the toys. They talk a lot about the shows and stuff like that. And ours isn't so much that, but we definitely want to give a rundown of some of the highlights that have happened since our last show. So I like to do the news. I like to just hit the highlights and go with it. And, so yeah, it's been fun, and it keeps us on our toes too. And where you have, this week when you were going through, you were like, okay, what's been going on since the last time we had a show?
I was like, all right, the last show was on this day, and I went back to that day on like the Facebook page, and I was scrolling. I have like literal, like a notepad, like a whole notepad and everything. I was like sitting there like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. And then I was like, I'm going to make a slideshow. I learned tonight that I don't know how to do that. So thank heavens we can just share the screen.
You can share the screen. I can't share the screen.
I'm so thankful. Because I was like, oh my God, what do I do? I can't be like, hey Tanya, can you just like throw this together real quick? Because I waited till the last minute as well. I'm also a procrastinator.
Yeah. If you get them together a little bit earlier, I can throw that together. But yeah, last minute I probably couldn't have done it. But it all worked out.
I was like, you know what? I got it. I got this.
You got this, girl. You got this.
I will tell you that not ToyCon, I really hadn't seen a lot of the product before ToyCon. So just seeing what you had previewed and what I saw at ToyCon, the product is just getting better and better and better as the waves come out, like like we talked about the community, that's all great, but it comes the original thing are the figures, and it's really so cool to see like the people, some new people that are there, they're helping out, what kind of contributions they're bringing to just make things easier and flow easier and more stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's always fun to come back to the studio and check out that stuff, but at shows to see it all, because they're, it's packed away, or
Right.
some stuff isn't really out, but to see it at a show like that, it's, for me, it's awesome now. It's like, oh wow, these are really cool. This
And to see them all like in person, you're just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, the newest ones I think that we've had in hand are my mind just went completely blank. The ones that are individual that just went to the retailers.
See, I told you.
Yeah, I know.
I would love to help you.
Yeah. Urzak and Otho.
Urzak and Otho. Yes, it went. Oh, guys, I'm getting old.
I got it. But we should play this game more often.
We should.
Dictionary or whatever, charades.
But yeah, the Legacies of Mythos, those two figures, I've got, we got those in hand, and oh my god, I mean, they're beautiful.
That's what I was talking about. Those things.
Yeah, they are gorgeous. And they move so well. They actually, I mean, they are just the best figures, and all the new goodness that came with Urzak and the new soft goods and stuff that came with Otho, that helmet, the lion helmet, the hair. Oh my gosh, how they got that all together is just, it's really amazing. Yeah. So, but those are the latest ones that we've had in hand, and those are beautiful. So I'm absolutely loving those. Well, Jim, let's start asking you a few questions. Let's go way back. Where'd you grow up, Jim?
I grew up on Long Island, which is New York.
Okay.
Massapequa, New York.
Oh, wow. Okay. What is one of your favorite things that you like about where you grew up?
Probably the reason why I'm in North Carolina is the beach. I grew up a lot. It was my grandmother lived on the North Shore of Long Island, and we lived more on the South Shore. But the beaches were more on the South Shore, so we lived, maybe 20 minutes to the beach, and I just was always gravitated to that kind of, house on a beach kind of environment. So, over the years, it just, kind of, that's the kind of thing I would dream about as a kid, kind of thing, living at the beach and just chilling. A lot, just hanging.
What is one of the things that you maybe didn't like so much about living there?
It was getting like more, it was getting a lot busier than it was, just more crowded than it was before. When my grandmother, we grew up on Long Island earlier, it was a little bit quieter and stuff. I guess just in general, that's what kind of did it. I mean, it was kind of strange when I left Long Island, I had no desire to go back to Long Island for some reason. I'd done the beach and all, but it was 1975. Like, it sucked. It sucked everywhere, right? It was, just coming off of, or maybe it was like the gas thing going on. So you'd be lining up for gas, and just you'd wanted something different. So,
yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah, it was bad times, but
it was. Do you have like siblings, Jim?
Yeah, I have an older brother.
Okay. Did you have any like hobbies as a kid?
Yeah, I guess like models and stuff like that. That probably was the, model airplane, model boat, train type of thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
I also kind of like gravitated more to mechanical stuff, probably earlier than more, like messing with the lawnmower or messing with some other kind of thing like that. That was more my gig kind of thing.
Right. So like you would, like if something was going on with the lawnmower, you would fix it or mess with it or
usually break it, usually it's operating state but that's kind of like the way I can learn that kind of stuff, so I wasn't great at school, and partially now I kind of realize it, didn't really know it at the time. I was partially dyslexic, so it math was a pain in the ass, and English and everything else in between was not great, but I still did the college thing and learned a lot along the way. But mostly things were more, for me, were more tactile type of thing. I still can't kind of sit still too long.
Yeah.
So, working on mechanical stuff was a little bit more attractive to me. And that brought me into more of making the prototypes of what these, like different things. They started out as beach pails and, Barbie boats and things like that, and turned into action figures and all that stuff. So that's kind of like how I kind of pieced together what brought me to where I am, which is, you kind of like, I retired, which was awesome, but you also piece together what your life, there's a lot less in front of you than there is behind you, and all the experiences and all that kind of stuff. So you're like, how did I get here? Like, what drove me to this? Because I see some people and they're so like, oh, I saw a movie when I was 15 and that inspired me to do this, that, and the next. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. You love to hear that stuff, but I'm not sure everybody gets that, right? Like, to me, it definitely wasn't. There was definitely no thing. But as you get older, you kind of find that thread, and it kind of makes it a little bit more understandable how you got to that point.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, my sister was in just going into high school when 9/11 happened. And so, she went in to school when she wanted to fight terrorism. That was kind of her thing. She wanted to stop terrorism. And so, now she, has a job in DC and she works hard and she's, very, 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 very focused on that. Whereas me growing up, I didn't have that. So, kind of weaved my way through life to find something that I enjoy doing. So, it is kind of interesting how things happen and people choose where they're going to go.
I wanted to be a kindergarten teacher since I was in kindergarten. And then I got to college and failed an art class. So I couldn't pass to continue the major because I'm not an artist. So I changed my major 6 more times and now I'm a medical assistant. We got there. I was in community college for a long time.
Oh man, I hate that a simple class like that made you change everything that you wanted to do since you were little, though.
A teacher was like, you can't do this like a kindergartner, right? And I was like, I'm not going in for like art teaching. I just was going for like a regular teacher. Wait, why? Did you just insult my beautiful work? And then my mom put it on the fridge like I was a child. It was so embarrassing. People were like, "Oh, did your granddaughter do this?" She was like, "No, my college daughter did." I'm embarrassed. Why would she do that? I just can't.
Amber, I would have loved it.
Thank you, Tanya.
You're welcome.
They're hidden in the attic far, far away.
Oh, Jim, what was your very first job?
I worked at a regular job or like first.
First job. Very first job you ever had.
I worked in the dairy aisle at like a food store.
Oh.
Well, yeah, it was cool. It was good.
That's cool. Out of the jobs that you have had, other than co-owning Four Horsemen, what's like your favorite job that you've had?
Well, you know what? I don't know if this, I don't think I never had a regular job. Like I never worked. I work for McFarland. That's the closest I've had to. But all this time before that, I worked part-time jobs and did stuff like I worked for way, way too many years as a bartender. So I would work at night and then do stuff during the day. Different kind of businesses and crazy stuff. And so I was a late bloomer. I didn't really grow up until I was close to 40, which is the amazing thing that I'm able to retire. That's, that I never expected that. But yeah, I mean, that's why it's kind of I think about what kind of brought me around and stuff. And, you start to realize it. It's more or less, as I said before, with the whole, community, I really was, not in, I had worked at McFarland through a friend. I had gotten a full-time job. That's when I met Corn Boy and Eric, and it's kind of I think it all boils down to meeting the right people, being lucky enough. That's probably the biggest thing, being lucky enough to meet the right people, and forming that kind of relationship that we've had for 25. For us, it's probably closer to 30 years. So I kind of credit my success or whatever, getting to where I am now, is from really just partnering with Eric and CB and, all the other people along the way, people at McFarlane that, I didn't come in as a toy prototype guy and just learned on the way, a lot of generous people and, a lot of investigating and, investigating, unfortunately pre internet, so there was a lot of word of mouth. There was a lot of, oh, there's a guy who knows where to buy these things and where to make this stuff. And, we all joke about that kind of stuff now because it's a whole different process. We were like, people's clay recipe was like guarded secret, or where you got this. I remember there was a company called a woman. She had a company called Castelline. And she made this kind of hybrid clay type of thing that you could warm up and mold, and then you can scrape it and kind of sand it, and even sometimes put it in a refrigerator and cool it off, and then polish it, and you could do some really nice work with it. And was what Eric liked to use, and that's what we're using. And the woman was closing up and whatever, and she agreed to sell us like the remaining bricks of this wax base to it, but we had no other way of figuring out what everything else was in it. And so like when we left, we had like that bin we had carried around from one place to another of this valuable clay, like wax that goes into this wonderful clay, and we mixed it and brought it from, and like it went around and carried around and probably got thrown in a dumpster or something like that. It's kind of like, it's kind of crazy, like how things have changed over the years and stuff. So.
Yeah. So when you guys were at McFarlane, everything was still like molded in clay. I mean, everything was still designed in clay, right?
100%.
Yeah.
And it was 96, 97. So internet was, you were kind of emailing stuff, but not anything close to what you're doing now. And, the chat boards were just, again, super late bloomer with that kind of thing, still are not, doing too much of it, but still late to the game again.
Right. So did you source a lot of the things that they needed to do? Is that kind of what you were doing at McFarlane?
I was doing the prototypes, and then we were also doing setting up the showrooms. So back in the day, McFarlane would I guess they leased like a huge office space in New York City, and they used it for like a week a year, and they would set up for Toy Fair, and basically we would set up whatever had to be done. Like one year it was Kiss, so the actual Kiss dummies that the performers of Kiss use, and they had for years, they were in the showroom, and we had to provide round the clock security with them. So a buddy of mine who worked at the place I worked, the bar I worked at, he was a cop in New York, and I said, listen, you wanted like a awesome side job? He's like, yeah. He said, because he had, they do all that kind of side stuff. And I said, all you got to do is go to this showroom and sit all night with these dummies. And he's like, really? Yeah, that's it. So we did all kinds of really, really cool display work. And that's kind of like the roots of why we try to do like those oversized, the life-size pieces and the environments that we've been trying to do and all that stuff. So Eric, CB, and I, like, that's how we kind of like grew up in the toy business. Was we would go over. I remember a big one was going over to the Hasbro showroom because they'd have huge dioramas of different environments and stuff like that. So that's kind of, like I said, that's more like what we like, and we shy away from more like the more slicker kind of things, which we're probably going to head more towards the little slicker things because it just happens to work a little bit better for transport and stuff like that. But we kind of gravitate to those things, and that's why at Legion's Con, that's kind of like our big thing, what we're going to display at Toy Con. So that's kind of like a kind of nod to our past.
That's so cool. What a great story, because I never would have put that together, right, Amber? I mean,
absolutely not.
That's cool. That's great.
I love that.
Again, that's what I've kind of figured out in my mind.
Yeah. No, I think that's fantastic. I mean, because the life-size figures that you guys do and display, I mean, they're one of the coolest things that we get to see when we go to I mean, everybody takes their pictures with these great big huge things, and I just putting it together and hearing the backstory about that's fantastic. I mean, that's amazing.
It always, like, those big figures now have become like a staple. We always have to kind of do something to outdo ourselves each year. It's tough. It doesn't make it easy, for sure.
No, it does not make it easy, but what you guys do bring and how amazing it is. And like I said, all the photos and stuff that get put on social media with all of those figures, I mean, it's pretty amazing. It really is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, the stuff is fantastic.
So, how did you come to meet your wife, Jim?
We worked at a bar restaurant together.
Oh, okay.
And she was like a banquet kind of place, and then she worked as like a waitress, and then became a bartender, and then we worked together, and that was, that was it.
That's awesome. So how long were you guys together before you ended up getting married?
Probably about 3 years. And then maybe at least like 2 or 3 years, and then probably 3 years before we had our first kid.
And how many kids do you have, Jim?
2. I have my older daughter is I forgot how old she is, 27, or she's going to be. She's I think she's going to be. She's 26 now. And my younger daughter is going to be 21 in December, which will make my older daughter 27 in June. Now I got it.
So
they're kids.
Yeah. So you had one while you were at McFarland, and the other one after you guys had started Four Horsemen.
Yeah. Yep.
What did they think about, like, what you do with Four Horsemen? I mean, because they started like growing up around all the toys and around all the things that you did, all the Four Horsemen stuff. Like, how did they react to like what you do?
No interest.
Oh, okay.
No, they did. Most of the stuff, a lot of the stuff was boy related.
Right.
But my younger daughter, Nicole, when she was young, she was 3, I think, 3 or 4. we went out to San Diego. And back in those days, believe it or not, I don't know who any of you have been out to San Diego lately. Back in those days, on a Thursday or even a Friday, you could have like a 4 or 5-year-old kid just like running back and forth because she was in front of the Mattel booth, running back and forth, and you keep her within eyesight. Now, if you like, the kid would just get swept away in a crowd.
Right.
You'd pick them up like 3 aisles down the road, like a boat or something. But
Yeah.
it was a different time then.
Yes, yes, it was.
But I tell you, I never my kids did their own thing. Obviously, they were more into the Barbie and all that. I would always we occasionally be going out to California, so I would always go to the Mattel store or something like that out there that they would have, and bring back the girls something. But I didn't really push the stuff that I had at work or whatever. Oh, what do you think of this? That kind of thing. That's my favorite. Whatever. Tester or whatever. It works with some people. With my kids, they didn't have any interest. Now my daughter, she actually at 26, she wants to bring her boyfriend, and she and her boyfriend want to come to Legion's Con, and like really excited about coming to Legion's Con. Which I get. They kind of understand it more now, and they understand what we're doing.
Right.
But before, we basically doing service work for Mattel or Super 7, and so if I came home, there was a lot of cool stuff along the way. I mean, there were a lot of neat things that we had done, but now it's kind of like our own thing. So they're kind of more excited about it.
Yeah, there's nothing not to be excited about with Legion, and especially Legion's Con, because it is so much of an art show as it is a toy show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Your wife, has she been to a Legion's Con before this past year?
Yeah, no, she
Okay.
She's been a couple of years, 2 years.
Okay.
I think like the first couple, because they were more like, the first one was like in like a side room, so that way it wasn't like that. And then we built up and stuff. And the one in Sea Caucus, I know we had a wedding at part of it. The Sea Caucus is the one that's really started to blow up, but she's been to one after Sea Caucus.
Okay. And I know she was there this past year. Like, how does she feel about watching your company grow? I mean, how has her reaction to watching your company grow been? She's
fascinated. It's like, it's like something you don't grow up with type of thing, like I said, we've had a lot of cool stuff happen with us because we at times were working with more higher profile type of whatever Mattel was doing, whether they're doing like a movie with Ryan Reynolds in it, or there was always there's some kind of celebrity thing. So there's always been that kind of fun thing going on. But like I said, now it's our own thing, so it's a little different.
Yeah. From your perspective, like for what you did for McFarlane, like, did you enjoy doing that? Is that something that you really enjoyed doing?
Oh yeah, we loved it. Like that was kind of like our training ground and stuff like that. But every time that we could make, this that much better, however you did it. Like if you put something in that made this tighter and was look better, or was able to put down like this color first, of shiny paint, and then spray this on top, and then spray that. It looks like this. That's where we learned all that stuff, and that still continues to this day. Like how shiny you can get that dome for, it was always hard to do, domes like on the faces, because
The clear, yeah.
because it has to be perfectly done. It has to be smooth and all that. Very, very difficult to do, to change one. You can mold one and it'll look pretty good. And the clear materials were tough to deal with. They wilted and stuff. So now to be able to do all this stuff, it's a lot easier. But that was always the challenge, to make, water really look like water, or your ice to really look in cragged rock and stuff like that. And, that's really where I think that inner kind of knowledge comes from. I'm guessing they probably have like rock texture and ZBrush and, ice shard or whatever. But, like the guys that do it understand how it's supposed to be done. And, I've done it, and I think probably quite honestly appreciate the fact how easy it is to do now, and how much more that they can, use their creativity instead of that tedious task of making the clay shiny. They can be doing other things.
Right. When the four of you, or the three of you, got together and went out to Mattel and talked to them, and they said, yes, we'll work with you. Like, how did that conversation start? Like, how did you and Eric and Cornboy start thinking about going out on your own?
Well, we definitely had conversations about going out on our own, and a friend of mine, who actually was one of the bosses at McFarland, had a friend who he had introduced to me years before, and he happened to work at Fisher Price, which was connected with Mattel, and we hooked up at time. And it was, again, tougher to deal with people, because you couldn't text somebody or like, hey, I'll give this guy your number, I'll text you something. But we met and explained to him the situation, that we're looking to try to expand our own business, and to hook up with a company. At the time, we thought if we got like a Mattel behind us and then work with them, they would kind of help us out, and we can then start doing our own thing. And, then that's how we thought being a bigger business was going to happen. Was kind of like having, meeting the right people and having them be able to say, oh, because you always hear those stories like, oh yeah, the guy, he had a couple of designs, he looked at it, and all of a sudden they bought it for $1 million. But that kind of stuff doesn't happen as easy as it sounds, So I think the mindset at that time was more like, we're going to kind of work at Mattel with their stuff and kind of try to pitch our stuff to them, see if they're interested. And they were, at a lot of times they were. And we kind of had to, the relationship started to become like, we kind of like, we're showing them stuff to make work for ourselves. Like, so we showed them the Master Universe stuff, and they were not going to do anything. But because of that Master Universe stuff that the classic stuff that we came out with, they started doing that, which became a huge job for us. So a lot of times we were pitching things to keep our own jobs, just to keep work for ourselves there. So the mindset of them kind of swooping in and being like, oh, you guys, we're going to help you guys out. And that kind of faded away over the years. And it more or less turned to more like you got to do your own thing. And a good friend of ours was, who did a lot of prototyping work. He's like, you got to come up with something of your own, because there's only a certain amount of hours in a day. And if you're working all those hours in a day, you're never going to get what you really want,
Right.
So that's kind of where we started with that.
So I know the company did several other, before Mythics got started. I know there was Gothtropolis, and there was Timekeepers, and there were some other ones that didn't do as well. Like, why do you think that Mythic Legions took off the way that it did?
I think for some reason, I guess there'd been a void, which I think Eric kind of realized that there's a void in that fantasy type figure. The Lord of the Rings stuff were years back. Scale is not right, wasn't right, things like that. So I think, that just identifying that was the first, you had to make that move.
Right.
That, and then the other part about it is we were lucky enough that we had done that Ravens Kickstarter before, or the Gothtropolis Kickstarter before, with the bird figures and the Scarabus stuff and all that. And that kind of, we kind of like built our own kind of like safety nets. We partnered with different websites and things like that to kind of like just get our figures out there. The goal was never to make money. It was a very difficult process to get the stuff manufactured, because we had really no connections. Chris Garwich, who's worked for us for years, he helped us back then. But was something he did on the side and really helped us get all this stuff done. So it definitely was a process.
Yeah. So Mythic Legions is really took off, and I'm gonna say 2022 probably. Like, it grew exponentially after that. I think 2021, 2022, and like, you guys as owners watching this happen, like, what do you think attributes to that, like, really fire that happened around that time?
Well, you know what? The conditions were ripe in that, was post-pandemic. So, I remember going to Toy Con, and the place was packed, and people were really interested in getting out and meeting people and talking to people, and everybody was. And what's the biggest attractor of conversation and people and all this? Mythic Legions.
Yep.
So I think, at these conventions and all this stuff, and we tried to do as many conventions as we could. I think it just was a right time for that. And it's still a good time, because it's still, I think it's just those connections of people. That's who's bringing people in. That's who's driving all of the interest in it. It's just a lot of people telling. I remember maybe it was a couple of years back. I was in at Decon and at the time it was in Anaheim, and not that the kid would ever know who I was, but it was funny to hear this guy describing what Four Horsemen and Mythic Legion have and stuff, and he's describing it. I'm like, God damn, this kid's got it just about down. He's got it exactly how. You know, these guys, they work for Mattel, and then they started their own thing, and they do, and I was like, holy crap! I was just like, I didn't know what to think when I heard that. Like someone describing what I did, it was like, I don't know.
I think it's awesome.
But I think it's just a thing that, you know, people can join in and you know, I mean, obviously they're into action figures and all you're not going to get somebody who's not into this stuff into it just because of the community. Although you probably can, you know, I mean, there are a bunch that are, but for the generally that people are interested in action figures, it makes a very easy entry point, you know. Some kind of the things that, you know, it's funny, the collector, you know, mindset a lot of times has always been in the past that what we were going through was the Master Universe or DC people, and you know, if this wasn't correct, or you know, we want to see this guy, or you know, we want to see that character, and that it was demanding from a different standpoint. You know, it was demanding, like, what do the people want that going to be the least amount of people complaining that, I don't know, the trim on his shorts is a different color than this. And the demand for us now is like, what can we do to give everybody you know, what are they looking for? Are they looking for more demonic figures? Are they looking for more of this or whatever those guys are trying to figure out? And that's, like I said, that's our demand now, not trying to copy legacy stuff.
Right. So one of the cool things, we were at a Toy Con and CB was there, and somebody walked up and was holding a toy, and it was an older toy, and CB said, "Oh yeah, I worked on that." And like, so that kind of made me think, when you go to these toy shows and stuff and you walk around, like, do you find things that you worked on in the past and think to yourself, "Oh yeah, I worked on that"?
You know what? We went a few years back, goes down and did a couple of shows in Atlanta, the Toylanta and stuff like that. And that's the first time I've ever experienced like the room sales, right? So you go to, like, people have all their stuff, and they, as strange as it may be, it's like laying on their bed and all that, and people are selling, which is bizarre and cool at the same time. It's just, you have to check that out. But I saw stuff that if I kept, I could be making some decent cash with it, you know. But like, that's the thing. Like, at least for me, you know, like, we always kept like the clays and stuff like that, but you know, as original. But it was just, though, every kind of step of the way was just a you know, a disposable way to get to the end product, which is the toy,
right?
You know, so you know, we never had like this, or I never did, which I don't know, maybe it's my bad, but you know, it's just like, yeah, that's how we make it. You know, we crush, you know, the clay gets all crushed up and, you know, whatever, and then we make this, and then eventually the prototype or whatever, you know, can get saved or get tossed out. I mean, I've seen it done all the time, and because the ultimate goal is to get your product, your toy,
Yeah.
You know? And now over the years, I'm kind of understanding the collector, like, oh, you know what? I should have kept that, but it's not how we operate. Even though, even like old stuff that we had at the time, um, now the prices of it are crazy, and it's like, oh, if you kept like cases of that and then sold it now, but you're not in the collecting. You're a toy business. It goes.
Right.
It's in, out, and that's it. You got to forget it.
Right. And you don't have the space to store all of
No.
the stuff
Oh,
from.
it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. That would have been crazy.
We do have a super chat from Curtis 499. My favorite line 4-H does is figure obscura. How did you guys decide to do that, and what do you think about it, the fan response it's received?
My favorite is figure. My favorite figure is a figure obscura also. We wanted to do some things that were like holiday related, because it was around. We started with the Krampus, but really we started with Headless Horseman. We wanted to do Headless Horseman. We're like, you know what? All we need to do is do the horse, and Eric's like, and then we'll maybe, we talked a little bit about putting the spine. That was a little bit, do we want, that's fine. It's, it's Halloween and everything. We don't really like getting into the gruesome, that kind of thing, but that was super mild. But the real thing was Headless Horseman. But when we came up with that idea, we could not turn it around to get it by time for Halloween. So Eric had suggested Krampus, and I'm like, I cramp what? And I had no idea who Krampus was, and Eric did it, and I'm sure CB knew who it was, and so he did this and came up with all the parts for that, and that was able to be in our warehouse and able to be shipped on that time. So that's how we started with that. And now, I mean, the figure obscuras are just getting better and better, and the detail and our box art and the art that Nate puts into them are just really make it into a piece into itself, which again, that's one of the burdens that we have, is that we've got to make sure that those the packages are looking better, and whatever kind of novelty kind of thing we can put in there to make it nicer, magnets or whatever. And it's just been amazing, the kind of creativity that those guys have been able to figure out and come up with.
Yeah, and it always surprises me is how many people say I got into the line because of figure obscura.
Yeah.
I saw this figure obscura and got it, and then got into the line because of it.
Yeah, 100%. We get a very good new buyer kind of number each time we do it, and so to me, that it's just, that is kind of like self-advertising kind of thing. Like we put that out there to kind of bring people in. We think it's going to be cool to have some really cool Halloween pieces, some really cool Christmas items, and different things like that. But you don't have to be a collector of that kind of thing. You might just come and see that, and then comes in, you get it, the package is like, well, that's kind of something I might want to be interested in, pursuing some of this other stuff. And that's kind of how we do it. Like, try it out, even if it's not in the format that you normally get stuff, right? Try it out as a kind of like a special kind of thing, and works a lot of times.
Yeah, it's fantastic. When you guys were creating the very first line of Mythics, like, what was your thoughts to, you guys started with a small number and then ended up growing that first series like huge, by the time it actually was, the Kickstarter finished up, you guys, I mean, it ended up being like 30 figures or something crazy like that. Like, talk through kind of your as the, the owners or whatever, how y'all felt about that kind of growth.
You know what? I mean, even though looking back, even though we had quite a bit of experience, I think we just, we kind of like hit it lucky. Like I said, Chris had done the production stuff for us. We had some, with some of that early stuff, we've had, hiccups early on, switching factory and things like that, during those Kickstarter years. But I think it just, sometimes you can, break through their, beginner's luck or kind of thing, or, grace, someone's looking down at you, and you're able to kind of like break through a little bit, Some people, like the first time they try something, it gets, there's something happens. But we were lucky enough to kind of like, land some of that stuff in. But the fact that we're doing so many different characters, that's basically, it's basically Chris being very, very organized and being able to instruct the factory, and the numbers weren't huge at the time, and to be able to do that stuff. And we did what we had to do to ship it out, because it was, we needed a lot of space, and luckily at the time there was a lot more availability. If we brought that kind of stuff in now, it'd be impossible for us to do anything like that. We couldn't lay out orders with, I think, was it 40 figures or 30 figures?
I'm thinking it was 30. Amber, do you know?
I know it's ridiculous, but yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So many. But yeah, I can't imagine you guys having like 30 figure wave at this point in time, at least.
No. And, as the prices have crept up, the price of it, a full wave like that is getting crazy, and, shipping that kind of thing is getting a little bit crazy. So I think it's better, more digestible pieces, Yeah.
So I guess when the figures hit the market, how was it like when you guys, again, I'm thinking of the company as a whole, when those like first 30 figures hit the market and you had the reaction that you did, and then you had the customizers jumping in and starting to customize some of those figures, like, did you guys like see that? Was that something that you thought was really cool? Was that something that you had inspected, or was that something that was really, really unique and kind of special that happened with your figures?
You know what? It was the fact that they come apart lends itself to that kind of situation. But the fact that, people were customizing them and doing all that other stuff, that's basically what got the whole ball rolling. when it came to that sort of stuff. So us, when we were seeing all that stuff, it was like, at first, you look at it and like, what, how are they doing stuff? Or there's someone just making all kinds of parts but once you understand how it works and what people were doing, and then just people more and more were doing more and more cool heads and super cool customs and everything like that. That's when we really realized, oh wow, this is really something a little bit different than your normal, launch of one of these kind of toy lines like Masters or DC or something like that. You never saw people like customizing stuff or doing dioramas or crazy stuff like that. So I just didn't understand the full dynamic of it. I didn't, CB early on did a lot of stuff with the Cabal, and Walter has done wonderful things, over the years, with the amount of connections and friendships he has with people all over the world. Definitely did a huge impact on bringing new people in, and just being cool, so
Right.
yeah, like I said, until you kind of like look back a little bit, you don't really understand how it was. It's just like, busy day at work type of thing, trying to get this stuff done. Or, I'm sure, we were always, dealing with the FedEx guy. If, if he came, he forgot to come and pick up, it's just like that's what happens. And, that's how it happened.
Right. Yeah, my first Legions Con, I thought it was as much an art show as it was an actual toy show. So for me, the art part of it really drew me in.
Yeah.
And even Amber's painted a head.
I have painted a head.
And it was gorgeous.
Thank you so much. My mom can put that on her fridge.
That's right. And that would look really cool. Actually, she can put it up as a, stick it on the head. Yeah,
maybe one day I'll do a whole. Probably not. We do have a $5 super chat. $5 super chat from Big Beige. Which company - property, even beyond toy companies, would you pick personally for an Infinite Legions collab?
I wouldn't know how to answer that.
Yeah. That would be a hard one to answer because I don't know where they're going to go with this either. It is going to be kind of cool to see where that goes, of course.
I don't even. Yeah, no, that's beyond me.
Oh, you go to a lot of the shows, a lot of the toy cons, a lot of the shows and stuff. What is one of your favorite things about going to these shows?
I'll tell you one of my favorite shows is the one on Mesquite Con in Muskegon, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys, they have Wife's Gonna Kill Me guys. They have such a great group of people up there. Like you go, and the night before they have a ballroom with I don't know, probably 100, a little over 100 people, and just super into mythic. And I mean, it's just insane to go there. And it's so inspiring to see like these different, whether we're down at IshCon and Ish and his group down there, and the other guys, Atlanta, and that, those are the ones that I, know for, but I know that there's so many other groups and meetups in California and all over, and it's just so nice. I don't know any other word to say. It's just so nice to have those kind of outlets for people to kind of meet up with people and just hang out and whatever, they're trading stuff, or they just, missed out on something, need something. It's super cool.
Yeah, it is. It is so cool. We went to MuskeeCon for the first time this past year, and we had so much fun. Yeah.
It's just a fun weekend, There's pot stores on every corner. There's nothing bad about the place.
It is a neat place. You have technically retired and moved down south. How have you enjoyed being in North Carolina and at the coast?
I'm actually not, definitely retired. We're down for the summer. So we're going to be kind of like half and half up north. I love North Carolina. I love I've been out to the western part out west. We actually picked up a little puppy that we picked up this spring and brought her back. So we've kind of traveled the length of North Carolina. The coast here is beautiful. Just watching the nature, watching the water and the sky. It's just gorgeous. It's awesome.
Yeah. And you're in one of my favorite little towns on the Outer Banks. What is probably your least favorite thing about living at the coast of North Carolina?
I guess I'll have to the traffic.
Yeah.
I have to say something.
One road in and out, man.
Yeah, you time that's kind of like the conversation how was the traffic today? All right, good.
Yeah. But the area is so small that you're traveling on the Outer Banks. I mean, the land mass is so small on the Outer Banks that you really can only have one road in and out. So,
yep.
Oh, but you are in one of my favorite places. And it is, I know it is gorgeous up there in the summer. So you guys are actually going to be staying in North Carolina and staying in New Jersey. You're going to go back and forth?
Yeah, somewhere probably. My girls are down in the Philly area, so I think we're going to probably head down that Philly area.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
So we'll downsize and a little closer to the kids and a little closer to down here.
Awesome. Well, that sounds good.
It's super close to us. We're like 20 minutes from Philly.
There you go. I'm a big ZoloCon fan, so Zolo is not far from there either.
Yeah, we go there every year.
Oh, what fun. All right. We have some fun questions that we like to ask as well. That are just kind of random questions that we're going to ask, and then we'll get to the last ones before it's time to go. But Amber, do you want to ask some of these?
Surely. Let's see. What was your first pet?
Cat.
A cat. What is its name?
I don't remember.
That's okay.
That's okay. What is your favorite food?
Do I have a specific thing, or can I say like Mexican?
You can say Mexican. That's fine.
Yeah. My favorite's Mexican.
Gotcha. Do you have a favorite fast food?
That's a favorite is a tough one. In-N-Out's not a bad burger, and Five Guys is not a bad burger. So depending on what coast you're on, I guess that's
Right.
one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it works.
Is there any food that you consider completely disgusting?
Yeah, like shellfish, like the whole oyster clam kind of thing like that. Not a big fan.
Okay.
Oysters skeeve me. They're so slimy.
Yeah, I don't get the appeal, but yeah, you know what? It's all good.
So you started out with a cat. You have a dog now. Which is your favorite, cats or dogs?
Oh, I have a cat and a dog now.
Oh, okay. So you like them both.
I can't. I would never
Choose
between the two.
That's perfectly good.
Let's see. What's your favorite holiday?
4th of July.
Oh, I love it. So, were you on the coast at the 4th of July?
This year, yeah, but normally in my town in Oradell, they have a really nice, kind of old-timey kind of 4th of July. So they have like a parade, and then it goes into the field, and the kids, over the years, the kids have played, done the three-legged races, beanbag stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's so fun.
Beer garden and music and stuff, and kind of like I said, like a little old-timey. It's kind of fun.
Right. The reason that I was asking is one year we were at the coast, a little further south, on the Outer Banks, and we were out there for the 4th of July, sitting on the beach, and fireworks were going up, and you could not only see the ones that were close, but you could see the ones that were far away as well.
Yeah.
So you were seeing 6, 8 different sets of fireworks going off from being on the coast. I just wondered if you'd went out there and had seen that.
You can do that. Yep. If you go to the end of my block, you can see up north Corolla and down south, down by Kitty Hawk, and
That's so fun.
Yeah, it was really a neat experience.
Yeah, it's cool.
Being on the coast like that, because all the towns are
Tanya, you've glitched.
close together.
Your voice got a little weird there for a second.
Oh yeah, you glitched out for a minute.
Yeah.
Oh no, okay.
Oh, no.
Amber, it looks like we have a super chat.
We do. A $9.99 super chat.
Okay.
From Slap Happy Toys.
Okay. Jeff, because of the super chat, there you go. I'm sorry, it just kicked me off the big screen, and so now I can't see anything. Which may be why my internet is acting up this evening. But okay, so thank you, Jeff, for the super chat. All right, Amber, next question.
Let's see. What's your favorite pizza topping?
Onion.
Ooh.
Oh, that's interesting. We haven't heard that one before, have we?
No.
That's a good one.
Someone did say mushrooms once.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
What do you have a favorite sub, a Subway sub or a sub?
Like a hoagie.
I think maybe an eggplant parm, like that.
Oh, I bet that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Let's see. Do you call it pop or do you call it soda?
Soda.
And what is your favorite kind?
I don't drink a lot of soda, but when I drink a soda, it usually is a Coke.
Okay.
But I'm a gin too.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you have a favorite movie or a favorite genre that you like to watch when?
No,
Okay.
no. Someone, it's interesting because I had a conversation a couple of days ago, and then we're talking about the favorite movie, or like I said, movies that kind of like influenced you or whatever, and I don't have any of those kind of movies, but one of my favorite movies is Elf.
That's a great movie.
movie.
That's a great movie. Love that.
Perfect movie. Let's see. Toilet paper over or under?
Oh, I never knew the difference.
Okay.
I didn't know if there is I guess over. I guess, yeah.
You were talking about the 4th of July and the cool tradition that you guys did with your kids. Do you have any other fun family traditions that you guys try to do every year?
You know what? We try to get to the Thanksgiving Day parade in New York.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, now the girls are older. They hated it for a few years, and then they liked it. Now, well, till they got older. When they were younger, they hated it because it was outside and I shouldn't tell. I'll tell you my experience. This is my parade hack or whatever.
Yeah.
Probably at least 15 years ago, or maybe even 20 years ago. Yeah, probably 20 years ago. A neighbor had gone, had a office that was above the parade route, right by Times Square. Not Times Square, but right outside of Macy's, where they did Herald Square, I think it was, or whatever it is. So the way to get in, you had like a little card that said you're invited to this party, right? Didn't have like an official tag or anything like that. And when you're there, there's so many cops and everything, and everything's roped off. But if you say, I'm going to this party, they let you in. So you walk under the thing and they let you go because you go into a party. And I'm like, man, that's awesome. And the party is like, doesn't matter what it is. So you still use the same pass that I had years ago. I still use it. There's no date on it, just made up. And I go and we just go, and I'm like, I'm going to a party. And then the cop will be like, where? I said, around the corner. He's like, oh yeah, go ahead. Because no one wants to give you a hard time on Thanksgiving. There's no reason to, be
Right.
fighting.
Yeah.
And if the cop says, no, you can't come through here, I go to the next guy over and say, listen, I got a pass to go to a party around the corner. And he's like, where's the party? I said, around the corner. When I get to that corner, I tell the other guy it's around the corner. But it's a really cool spot to see the parade. It's so much
that's
fun.
fantastic.
So that's kind of like a tradition. Now the girls are like, are we going to go to the parade this year? Like, I don't know. We're going to see how the weather is and stuff. So
That's fantastic.
Let's see. What is your favorite place that you've been to as an adult?
favorite or like most interesting, like that kind of thing. Because
Yeah.
you know what? I mean, I've been lucky in the last couple of years to be able to do a little bit of traveling, and then Tokyo, Japan is
Yeah.
like
I've
crazy.
always wanted to go there.
Yeah, it's like the future kind of thing. It's just how everybody, it's just super cool. It's definitely worth checking out. And I was only there for a day or two, so I can imagine, the countryside must be beautiful also.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's cool. Do you remember what your first car was?
Yeah, Triumph Spitfire.
Cool. Do you know what your favorite car that you had is?
72, I think it was.
Oh, wow.
Favorite?
Yeah.
Again, that favorites is like the kids or the dog and the cat.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like them all.
I had an MG that I had, a 57 MG. Now I have another one because I kind of really always wanted to keep that one, but got rid of it years ago. So someday I'll build this one to be like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What was your high school mascot?
A lion.
Oh, that's cool. Are you left-handed or right-handed?
Right-handed.
What is one thing that you always have in your refrigerator?
I'd like it to be yogurt. I'm a big yogurt fan.
Did you ever play video games?
No.
I guess we're down to your last question.
Yes.
All right, so here we go. Tanya, do you want to ask?
No, go ahead.
All right. So what is one thing that you can tell us that you haven't told anyone else?
Well, it's like it's not a secret, but something that, and I'm trying to think if there's any issues with this. Like, I don't think there are, and I'll throw a little. I think that the Four Horsemen are going to be moving soon.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I know their warehouse is getting tight.
Yeah.
So I think, but does that qualify as that?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. That's great.
Yeah. And I think it's very local too.
Yeah. I can't imagine them having to move far anyway.
Yeah. And stuff. So it's nice.
Yeah. Well, Jim, we appreciate you coming on with us, you hanging out with us tonight. This was fantastic. I know I said before we went on how excited I was to have you on the show, and when we talked to IshCon, being able to get you on here right before Legions Con. But we truly appreciate you coming on.
It was fun. It was awesome. And like I said, I'm going to have to start watching your show just to get the updates so I know exactly what's going on.
That well, we appreciate that. Trust me. Oh, it's fantastic. Well, Jim, are you going to be any place between now and Legions Con, or will we just see you at Legions Con?
No, Legions Con and then Designer Con in Vegas.
Okay. All right. So The East Coast gets to see you at Legions Con. Well, all over the world, they're coming in for Legions Con. But then the people who can make it out to Vegas on the West Coast can come see you at Designer Con.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Jim, thank you again. It was so great having you on. We truly appreciate it. Cannot say enough about how much we absolutely enjoyed tonight.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to seeing everybody at Legions Con and, future shows.
Yay!
Take care.
All right, Jim, we're going to put you in the back, and we will, if you can stay, we'll be off in just a second. Otherwise, we will catch you at Legions Con.
Thank you.
All
Take
right.
care.
All right, Miss Amber, are you going to be anywhere between now and Legions Con? Are you in?
No.
No. So Legions Con and
Boys and Tacos.
When are you guys coming in for Legions Con this year?
Wednesday. So Rye might be, it depends. So I might get done work early. If I get done work early, then we'll go together. If not, Rye will be there before me. But
Okay.
I'll be there Wednesday, not Thursday.
Yay! And then Thursday, we kick off the festivities, girl.
Woohoo! It's going to be a ball.
It is going to be so fun.
Microphones.
Oh, I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I get to see you again. I get to hug you again. Do you know how long it's been?
Squeezies.
Of course, there's about half of you left, girl.
I swim in everything I wear now.
I'm sure.
In my pants and stuff.
Oh my goodness. Well, you look gorgeous. You look beautiful. And I cannot wait to see you. All right. Guys, we will see you. Again, if you're in the North Carolina area and you want to head to Salisbury this weekend, Sunday from 12 to 5 in Salisbury is the North Carolina Underground Toy Swap. Kevin and I will be there at some point during that time. So if you're available to come to that, we would love to see you. Otherwise, we will catch you all on the next show, the 25th, I believe.
Yes.
And then we will see you all at Legions Con.
23rd.
Oh, is it 23rd? You go, girl. Thank you for keeping me straight. All right. We'll see you guys later. Bye, everybody.
Good night.